Peachy here with highlights from the Canadian Tire 250 at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Canada. The Pokemon Truck Series hosts a doubleheader alongside the Cup Series up north here in this tricky road course in Mosport, Canada. And it's always been a very fun race, a very fun weekend to see at this track. So we're gonna have another one here. And now the Truck Series will start off here up north in Canada. After last weekend, the X and Cup Series were in Mexico. So now we go north of the border and have a great race here in Canada as we see Kent McGran off to a great start here on the very first lap of the race, as it seemed that Steve Larker in the 15 had a real rough start when he took the green flag. So not a great one for the 15, and now he's going to get battled with Greg Torres. Going to go down low for the third position. Looks like Torres might have cleared him, and they're bumping, beating and begging right here. And now Torres is going to try to move up to second place, and that's what he will do right here. Torres moves to second place, and there's Arena McShane, and into the top 5, and there's Isaiah Ayers also in the 5th position, and Larker drops to 3rd place. And we had our first caution of the race right here as Kenny Johnson gets off track and spins out after hitting a wall. Robbie Bogus tried to stop himself from hitting the 35, but instead he loses grip himself up into the S's, and then he just gets turned around by Matthew Burnett. Burnett was the one that took him out, and Nick Salmon also hits him in the 24 truck, and that's what brought the first caution of the race. And there you see Joe Jefferson, though, on the restart, going right at it right now as he goes into the 6th position. And the 72 Nick Salmon is a lap car, so he's going to be a little bit of trouble for the cars in the back, especially on a road course like this, as Nicholas Wade is trying to get by him, and he will do that here. And now the 98 and 4 both trying to get by the 72, who's really slow because of the damage he had before. Ooh, MDev contact. MDev made contact, is able to continue on and able to fight on the race. And was a close call there. But now Gustavo Rocha's off track again. My goodness, he's trying to steer that car straight, and now he's getting really loose. He nearly spun himself out there, and yet somehow he saves it. And Burnett got a little bit of damage right there. He was able to continue and held on to his position. So really close call there for the both of them. There you see a battle here with Morgan McPherson. That's for 3rd place. That is, I believe, for 6th place. I'm sorry, 6th place. And there you see McPherson battling with Larker for the position right here, as McPherson gets by, and he's going to take the position away from Larker. But Larker, though, not giving up on that high lane. And now they're going to go side by side in the corners with 5 laps to go. It looks like McPherson might have the edge, and it looks like he might not, as Steve Larker does a great job at trying to keep him up high, trying to fight himself in the 15 car. And there you see the 21, though, going back at it in turn 1. He finally clears the 15, so great effort for those two. In the end, the 21 was the one ahead. And now we have 5 laps to go as Jefferson gets by the 15 Larker, and now it's his turn to gain some positions as well. So now Joe Jefferson now in the top 10 position with 5 to go, and now something goes wrong in the 13. He goes in the grass and he goes real slow, and now the 13 car just nearly stalls on track. And what is he doing? He's getting on the wall. I don't know what happened to 13. He just stops. I mean, it's just like he was trying to get on the pit road, but he missed the stall, and 2 cars stall out. 1 other car stalls, and that brings the caution out. And there's going to be overtime here in Canadian Tire. Can you believe it? Ken McGran was leading all the way, and then now he has to face off against a 2-lap overtime dash to the finish to determine who would win this race. And now the green flag waves here on the overtime attempt with 2 laps to go. And Ken McGran is in the lead right now. And what a great start for him in the 82. He gets a great start over Greg Torres. And now Arena McShane going to battle with the 3 for 2nd spot. But Sharona Evans got a better runoff in that corner and is able to get by the 18 for 3rd place. So the only way that Greg Torres could compete now is if Ken McGran screws up in one of the corners. And that has happened before among the leaders. This track is a real tough one to navigate through. It has a lot of up and down hills and elevation changes, and a lot of tricky S's here. So we'll see if Ken McGrant can hang on for his win. So there you see, he went through the kink there, and now McGrant takes the McGrant pulls away, and the second spot, Greg Torres trying to do everything he can to catch him. And Torres knows a thing or two about road courses because he won one earlier this season back at Portland. But now we're coming to the final corners, and we're gonna have one more lap to decide who wins this race. Ken McGrant trying to pull away and trying to cap off a dominating performance here today. White flags in the air. And there's Ken McGrant going to go down on the first corner. And right now he's got a huge lead over the 3 car, but anything can happen here in the final laps. Will McGrant be able to hold on for the race win and get himself in the playoffs? Greg Torres would love to get his 3rd win here in the number 3 at Canadian Tire. But Ken McGrant, though, doing everything he can to pull away and possibly win one here in Canada. As they go to the Mario Andretti straightaway for the final time. And McShane in 3rd place now. All she could do is hope for the best now. Now into the kink. It looks like McGrant might be a little high, but he's able to continue to move on with the race. And now Greg Torres a little bit closer on the 82. Might get a run here. He'll have at least one more chance down the final corners to catch up to the 82 truck. Into the final hills for the last time. McGrant trying to hold off the 3 of Greg Torres off the final corners, and it looks like he will do just that, as Ken McGrant is going to win the Canadian Tire 250 at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Ken McGrant finally wins here in the Truck Series, and he gets a dominating performance out of it. So what a race for him. The 82 team wins for the first time. More importantly, they'll be competing for the playoffs for now. So we can't wait to see them compete in the playoffs now for Season 3. It's going to be fun to see the 82 go very far this season in the championship. So we'll see you guys next time in the Cup race here in Canada.